All right, hump day action. It is a Wednesday. Welcome into the Daily Fix with Ron Hughley. You see my man Little Box, Steve Serta, in that little box as we get rocking and rolling. Won't keep you long as we usually do. Three things we got to hit and a few things of importance we have to hit. But the first thing I need you to do, as the Daily Fix with Ron Hughley is presented by Foolish Club Media, go right now. If you're on with us, YouTube, go to our YouTube page, like and subscribe. Foolish Club Media. Need you to do that. The first thing you do. If you don't, you are preventing me from being able to feed my children. So no pressure. Go ahead, like and subscribe
All
right
the better.
away. All of them, all three of them. That's right. A lot to get to. One, I don't know what Joe Burrow's doing, but we'll have to get to that. Listen, he is the guy I fear the most, but I don't know what he's doing right now. Also, we got to get an update on potentially Rashee Rice and that situation that is looming over the Chiefs. But first, before we get to the first thing I want to talk about, because this is kind of connected, it is noon. You're joining us live right here on YouTube, and sort of what in the hell is wrong with George Karlaftis? I don't know what got. Listen. George Karlaftis probably felt his inner fan because I think that a lot of Chiefs fans wanted to do to Kadarius Toney what George Karlaftis did to Kadarius Toney in practice today. But mind you, right, they're not in pads, right? They're in just
No,
helmets. They're
pads
just
pads
helmets.
on Friday, I believe.
They yeah, they run a little screen pass to Kadarius Toney, and I mean he's just kind of running around a little bit. It's no pads. We're running, finishing the drill, and George Karlaftis just ear holes him out of nowhere, just lays him out so much so that El Travador had to walk over there and have a conversation with him. A few people had to have a conversation. Like I don't. That was a receipt that George had to pay to Kadarius Toney. I mean, Kadarius stood up and just kept rolling with it. But my goodness, what the hell was that about, George?
He threw the football at him, but
Did he throw the football at him? That's it.
has George been hanging on to that since last season or
There is
something?
something. There is
Or
something. Like George has to go and make an apology, and like he's got to come over and say something. Hey man, that got away from it, right? Like Travis came from 25 yards away. Like, and this
yeah,
is a guy who took
that's
a
bogus.
touchdown from
And
him.
George knows it was bogus.
That's bull. But apparently George has been waiting for that. That is unbelievable. But the first thing I wanted to get to was with Kadarius Toney before George decleated him for no reason today in camp with no pads on. This has been kind of getting in growth from it and talks that they have been running Kadarius Toney at running back some, which I'm not going to lie to you. I cannot, Steve, and we've talked about it on Show and BK, like and subscribe and listen to that every Friday on Foolish Club Media. But we talked about that Jags game that really touched our soul. The first one he really played where you're like, oh my God, we haven't had anybody that could do anything like that since Tyreek. So I still have a little big play. God, there's something there. Not quite like Andy. Andy is obsessed. But I got a feel with Kadarius. So when you hear Kadarius Toney move to running back, in your mind, it's like, oh, that is intriguing. Behind Pacheco and Clyde. What's my man's name? What's my man's name? Serta. He played for the Falcons. Cordell Patterson. Right? There's a thought. Maybe there's some Cordell Patterson in there. Some screens out of the backfield, get the ball to him, quick play running back. And it does. It sounds sexy until you just pull yourself together and you think about all the things that come with having a play running back, and you don't, if you're Andy and the offense and Nagy want to just, telegraph what's going to be happening on a play. Everything sounds sexy until you say, Kadarius Toney has to pass protect. Kadarius Toney has to pick up blitz and know where to help. No, dog, I'm out. Why? Because who is he protecting? Patrick Mahomes. No, it dies right there. Can't do it. Can't do it, right? I mean, you can't. Can you imagine him having to be in pass protection, and then imagine the thought of, "Hey, man, we got to trust that you know who you got to pick up." So Patrick Mahomes doesn't get drilled. Nah, I'm out on that. He is. If you're gonna keep him a weapon, a guy that you maybe use for a trick plays or something like that, but you can't put like he's got to have one thing to think about when he goes out there. You can't put him in a position to have to protect Patrick Mahomes. So it sounds nice and sexy, and you can make yourself sound fun like Cordell Patterson or something like that. But no, man, Kadarius can't put that can't work, Jack.
It's fun, but
It
I think
is.
it's important to remember that they do a lot of these kinds of things early in camp before they put the pads on, and then once they put the pads on, we'll get the real looks at the offense. So, and even so, let's say he does carve out this kind of role out of the backfield this season. We're talking like 2 touches a game out of the backfield. Kadarius Toney isn't going to get 10 touches out of the backfield as a running back or something this season.
No, and it's cool. Like I do think 2 or 3 touches from Kadarius Toney, one of them could be a big chunk play. Like he has that ability, but you can't just put him in running back and do the same thing every time. Because I can't put Kadarius at running back and have him have to pass protect. That's he's gonna get hurt, and he ain't gonna remember who to get, which is gonna get Patrick killed. So I can't get with that. All right. The reports are kind of coming out. It's kind of been quiet on the Rashee Rice talk. And listen, I think Rashee Rice, whenever he does play, he gets on the field, he got better and more comfortable with the offense. And now he has pieces that kind of go with and complement what he does well. Like it could get nasty. He is still the number 1 wide receiver on this team, even with the additions of Worthy and Brown. I think it just enhanced that. But reports out, this coming from Ian Rappaport, saying that he could avoid suspension altogether just because of the time of events in 2024. His first court date is December 9th, and he could avoid suspension all the way through. My thing is, can we just find out what's happened? Like what? Like no. This is been a while, right? It's been a long enough time from the car situation. Like I feel like they having a. Can we soon get an understanding so the Chiefs can prepare for what they're going to have to deal with? I hope that comes down very, very soon, because I think they have enough information and everything they need to know. As they said, they understand when the court dates. Just let us know what's going to happen.
It's tough, and we saw this with Saints running back Alvin Kamara a couple of seasons ago. Like he was suspended early last season. I think it was 3 games or something, but that was from something that was a year and a half before, and it just took forever to go through the legal process. And it kind of feels like that's how it's playing out with Rashee Rice. So there's a chance that he doesn't get any kind of suspension this season, and this stuff kind of bleeds into next season, barring some kind of significant development in his case.
Boy, Steve, don't let that happen. Sir, if that happens, oh my God, the Chiefs, it's set up for him again. The cheating Chiefs. Now the league wants him. They're not even going to suspend Rashee Rice for having his joy riding in the middle of the night and sucker punching allegedly somebody in the back of a Dallas nightclub. Boy, if that happens. I just want to know. Just let them know and let us know so there's preparation. All right. Sir, if you were to ask me who is the person that as a Chiefs fan you fear the most, and for me it's Joe Burrow. For some reason, he's a guy that he doesn't have any kind of natural fear or anything. He is comfortable playing the Chiefs, and they play well. Hell, they've beaten the Chiefs 3 out of 4 times. But I don't know what this is he's decided to go with. Joe Burrow, and I know you got Jonah here. That's the Joe Burrow. I don't know what he is doing here. This shave off and then going to the blonde look, like I don't know. I feel bad for him because he can't not look like some sort of a kid or teen actor. Like forever, he's looked like Macaulay Culkin or Kevin McAllister. Forever, like in my mind, like I always look at Joe Burrow and I feel like I hear him saying things like, do you give up or are you thirsty for more? Another season in the trenches. Like that's what I hear from Joe Burrow all the time. Like, but now he looks like Pony Boy from The Outsiders. Like now with this shape and this blonde, like he looks like Pony Boy. You ever seventh grade? I was forced to read The Outsiders and then watch the movie, the incomparable C. Thomas Howell, who starred as Pony Boy. That's what he looks like now. This is an awful look.
Seen The Outsiders a lot.
Yeah, this is an awful look. I don't know. I mean, I don't. Maybe he was inspired by Eminem. I don't know. But this ain't working. This is not working for me. I don't love this at all. Like, what made him possess him to go and say this is the look?
I mean, I feel like Joe Burrow is a stylish guy, and we've seen the bleach blonde is making a comeback a little bit. I think Pete Davidson had bleach blonde hair for a while.
That's who you want to go behind if you're Joe, is Pete Davidson. The only thing that Pete Davidson has that you probably want that Joe is his list of ladies and apparently allegedly what he is holding downstairs. But other than that, you don't want to go and, hey, the first name of comparison with your new dude can't be Pete Davidson has it.
It's a very unquarterback look. Like what starting caliber franchise quarterback in the NFL shows up to training camp with bleach blonde hair? Like it's just not really how quarterbacks generally look.
I mean, I'm not. It's just a bad look for Joe. I mean, go back to Kevin McAllister. That's where you should live. Like I know we talked about it before. Mahomes is going to get a new look. I don't know what it's going to be. Let's look at this and not do this, Pat. How about that? Hi, Mom and Courtney.